Well, hello guys, welcome back. A lot to unpack. Loki's been having fun. Like I said, I figured he would do a 180 on the manifestation stuff, and he did. He was like, listen to all you want. I'm like, okay. He's like, but we're helping. I'm like, well, that's been the point all along. He'll do that sometimes. He'll fight you, and then when you're finally ready to give up and go, okay, he'll let you have it. Not all the time, but sometime. I think he just wants to see how badly you want it. And what had happened last night is, we didn't know what to have for dinner. We'd done that manifest of burger thing, which obviously didn't manifest. And it kind of manifested because I had Swiss steak, which is vegan, but it's not very good. So we figured we'd make the best of it. We'd make a fox plate. And as we'd been going through our food, and we're getting somewhere, found this chicken, this frozen chicken. And I'd always thought it was one chicken plank, so I didn't bother with it, Because how am I gonna, fire up the oven for just one chicken plank? Well, it turns out it was a bag of lovely chicken planks, like half a bag. And I could not remember the last time I'd been to Giant Eagle, so it had to be way out of date. Way out of date. And I'm like, wow. So we put that out for the foxes, and Nori goes, is that for me? I said, yeah. I said, please accept it as an offering. I know it's frozen chicken, but I said, the foxes will get to it. They especially like something that's gone off. And, it had been frozen all this time, so they'll be fine. And I said, we'll get our chicken back. And I got up this morning, and our little fox was coming, and Luna came in, and the tiny little came in, and I said, it's a lovely cold day. Let's go visiting. So we go visiting, and my friend's not open. So we're coming back, and Loki goes, you want a burger? I said, no. We had planned on going for a burger if she wasn't out, or coffee, because it's really cold. And I just said, no, I don't feel like a burger. And we're partway home. And I said, you know what? Okay, let's go get burger. And we go to get burger, and there's a sign. And I wouldn't have seen the sign if the lady in front of me hadn't been taking a while, because she had a card and someone had used her gift card, not told her. So long story short, she took a while. And I didn't mind. I was in a good mood. I didn't mind. So as she's taking a while, I see this sign. This glorious sign in the window I wouldn't have seen if I wouldn't have had to step back and, wait for her. Honey barbecued chicken. The universe gave me my chicken. And not only that, I'd had a dream this morning. And there was this guy in the dream. And, I'm in a mall. And I'm leaving. The mall's closing, I'm leaving. And I see this display. And at first I thought it was just like statues. But it turned out somebody had left like puppies and kittens and everything in there. And I'm like, oh no, we have to get them out. How could anybody be this cruel to use animals as display items? And there's this guy calling at me, catcalling at me. No, I knew I could fight, but I decided to, run away instead, because he was being really aggressive. And of course I flipped him off, because it is me. And he's like, oh, now you're going to get it. And, this wasn't funny in the dream. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny in the dream. So I disappeared to like this flea market place. I tend to do this a lot in dreams if I'm being pursued, because I can pick my way around a flea market. I worked in one for many years. And I run into this tall, old lady with this silvery white hair wearing this kind of silvery gray dress. And she's like, you stick with me. And she's very foxy looking. And we end up, and we're antiquing together. And she feeds me this Japanese soup that takes me out for snacks, and feeds me this Japanese soup I'd have my eye on eBay. And the guy catches up with us. And the guy's in a wheelchair. And he rolls over and he stands up. And it's Loki. Like, he transforms as he comes over, and it's Loki, and he stands up and he's talking to her. I realize it's Loki and Inari, and I woke up. And, a whole day happened. Well, I come home. We have our chicken, and I come back on YouTube, and there's this eBay ad for 20% off 50. I'm like, yeah, right. Well, crap. Well, it was. So instead of 50, it got down to 40, and instead of 40, for what I have from the Patreons, which I'm grateful for, it went down to 30 something. So I'm gonna get the Japanese soup that was in the dream. There's a kind of soft egg soup that Nora makes, and so far I'm loving every Nora soup I've had that they only sell in Japan and Poland and places like that, because I don't know, they don't trust Americans to like his stuff. In a spinach bacon soup from Nora, and I'm like, yes. All I need now is like pumpkin soup, and I'll be done. I'll be a happy camper. So we got all that, and it was just like everything's finally falling into place. And the Arctic Fox had kind of been, it was great getting her in because I went to look up Arctic Fox. And there's a hockey team in Pittsburgh I didn't know about called the Arctic Foxes. How much more coincidence could she give me? So she's been like pouring it out liberally. And what the consensus they've reached is that according to Loki, I belong completely to Loki. I am Loki's property. And every other god may look at me, but I belong to Loki. That's his mindset. And according to Inari, I belong to Inari. Every other god may look at me, but I belong to Inari. And they're very possessive. They're very possessive. That little paw comes out, and they're touching you, and you're theirs. You belong to them. And they're okay with each other. They're not like fighting or being territorial or anything. Loki did do one aggressive thing towards Inori. They were like, I guess, starting to play, and he got a little too rough, and I said, hey. And he looked at me real shocked. I yelled at him. I said, she's a little girl. Don't you bite her. He's looking at me. And I said, no. I said, I won't let her, torment and bully you and push you out of the house. You're not tormenting and bullying her. So they kind of, I know they've known each other for a long time, but with each person, it's going to be different. The experience is going to be different. And I think Loki, being Loki, he wanted to still keep that top fox status. And Inari is, cunning and clever, and Inari wanted equal footing, and I think they just had to kind of balance it out to how to agree. I think they had the agreement. Sometimes I think a lot of the stuff they do is for our benefit. Like, she's not sure if we both love her, so let's put on a show and make sure she knows we love her. So I think some of the stuff they do for our benefit. I think it was a big show to show me, see, we're willing to fight over you. Aren't you special? They'll do that for anyone, by the way. It's not just me. So don't think, oh, what makes you so special? But yeah, because I told you guys that if this stuff started manifesting, if this stuff started to all click, I would get back to you on it. And it definitely does seem like everything's starting to flow a lot easier. There are things I've noticed that aren't flowing as much or at all. The other YouTube channel hasn't suddenly turned into a waterfall of money, but I'm really open to like wherever stuff is going to come from. Doesn't mean I don't try and like still do stuff and still budget, but that's like you to me, even though Abraham Hicks or whoever was your manifestation teacher might not agree with it, I don't think you're stopping the flow of anything if you're still pragmatic while you have confidence it's coming, but be pragmatic while you're waiting. Don't just go throwing money all around and then, get yourself ridiculously into debt. I'm not doing that. I'm still enjoying life and being a little more free with my money, because Fox people can tend to get a death grip on our money, but at the same time, I'm confident it's coming. It's just not going to probably come in the avenues I thought it would. And that's usually how manifestation works. You think it's going to work one way, and it works another. Because I was sure when I got up this morning that burgers were in my future, and it was chicken. Honey fried chicken, which was even better. It was so good. And we're no fools. We got that chicken because that chicken's so good and sells how fast. So everything is working out. And Loki and Inari just both wanted me to know that they're on equal footing. And Loki is getting tons of time. He is getting plenty of time with me every day, and we have conversations. But Loki gives a lot of time to Inari too, so that we just have that basis of trust like I do with Loki. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.